not recognize God as real and as the source of our existence. So, doon pala, reject na yung ganitong view. Yes, and any other, sir?
Sir, concerning the three monotheistic religions, like Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, the Muslims claim that Islam is the continuation and the perfection of the revelation to the Jews and the Christians. But I heard this morning, Sir Banyares mentioned that in Islam there is polygamy, which is actually that's not in contact with our Indian constitution, which says that marriage is for a man and woman, and if you commit bigamy, you are morally responsible for it. But I am just sir, that within this context of Philippine Constitution, there is an exception of religion of Islam. Whereas the Bill of Rights says there is no test of the superiority of religion, or rather, there is the separation between the church and the state. And I don't think that we can claim happily that there is the will of God. Because if they continue with the will of God, in the Old Testament, God made Adam and Eve. In the New Testament, with Jesus Christ, He said, for this reason, a man and woman shall be together as one. But this Muhammad the Prophet denies all of this revelation. Since Muhammad is not a prophet at all of God, because he is neither Hebrew, he is not also a Christian. And his words are not really the words of God. Perhaps it's a different God, but not the same God of the Christians and the Jews.
Okay, yes, that will pose another problem. So if we summarize it, sir, before I project different positions. So, once again, I think for LDOC, for Roman Catholic religion, factually and historically, especially if it is distorted, it is the source of sufferings of many of the colonists of Spain and Portugal using so some are trying to use religion to for their own vested interest. And we know that may mga preachers dyan na yumaman dahil sa religion. And well, it's unfortunate, of course, it's not really the essence of religion. In its truest sense of the concept, pero there are really well-instrued people who take advantage. So yes, one of the problems that is often cited to so the problem is, how can we know God's will in the first place? If we say what is right, depends on God's will. As you said, there may be different conceptions of God and different understanding of God. So it will also result in different understanding of what He wills. Okay, as we know, various prophets are coming in from time to time, coming out to say, "This is God's God's will. We are sent by God. And the fact that, of these different religions, who or which is really saying the truth. Because, well, it's good if all that they're saying coincide with each other, pero may mga conflicting teachings, so which to believe. At yung Pinoy natin, sir, paano kung you're dealing with an atheist? Question na, is it really coming from God if there is a doubt on the very existence of God? And even within a particular religious group, di ba? Kahit sabihin mo inside the Catholic Church, may mga iba't-iba ding interpretations what God wills. Okay? Kaya although the more general teaching of the Catholic Church is it is against artificial contraceptives, meron mga Catholic even clergy, I know, who is open to this kind of contraception, considering a lot of factors, the rise of STDs, the overpopulation. So hindi ganun ka-united, even one religious sect with regard to ano nga ba yung will ng Diyos. Okay, so this can be a problem. Another is the theory can lead to moral arbitrariness. Ibig sabihin nito na kung it's not reason, that is the basis, but what God will say. Ang usual dilemma dito yung case ni Abraham, how if suddenly God will command us to get your son and kill him. How will we deliberate on that? If kasi sasabi ng ibang philosophers if this is possible, then God may command us to torture someone. Kaya nga yan yung problema sa ibang Islamic groups, hindi ko nilalahat. Kasi I think Muslim Islam is a religion of peace. Pero may mga ibang fundamentalist Muslims na i-interpret yung jihad just as a command to kill members of other religions. So mahirap sabihin na because this is according to our religion, this is what God wants us to do, then we will do it. Okay? So we have to also consider that possibility. And the third one is that our own human autonomy will be compromised. Kasi if our very nature is rational, okay? So that is, we do not just act on the basis of any kind of command or dictate of anyone. Pero kung it is religion that will say, this is what is right, this is what we should do, this is what we should believe, what is the point of having a rational faculty? So kumbaga, we just conform to what religion says. Because often it is religion which interprets for us and relays for us God's will. Okay? So that is also a concern that we have to consider in adopting this divine command theory. Okay? So ang gusto kong i-pose na tanong sa inyo is God's existence still relevant in morality given na may mga ganitong problems that can be encountered in looking at God's will as the basis of what is right and wrong, then is belief in God, essential in our moral life. Well, actually, despite these criticisms, we have to understand na so this is the next discuss is belief in that essential to our moral life. The point is, I am showing this picture now. Why? Because ang batas ng ating lipunan ay maaaring take advantage ng tao. Okay? That is, we know certain laws are crafted by legislators for their own vested interests. And even moral laws, moral laws that are purely secular may be put in question because kung ang tao ay in the end, ito yung sinasabi ng consequentialist, I can achieve what I want in life, pleasure, fame, comfort, by breaking the moral law. Okay? If I can get away with, for example, my crime, then why follow the moral law? Okay? At alam natin, maraming mga tao na nag-enjoy, they indulge in the comforts of life at the expense of others. Okay? Because of going above the law. Okay? Then, kahit sabihin natin may moral loss tayo, it may not have any force, okay, if it will not be founded on a more stable and universal grounding. Okay? So, the very relevance of religion is that in the end, morality needs a kind of foundation that will ensure that ultimately justice prevails. Okay? Kasi kung human justice or secular justice ang susundin natin, anyone can break it. And the problem there is where will the force, the motivation to follow what is moral will emanate. But if there is such a reality of God who in the end, yes, hindi man natin matanggap or makamit yung katarungan o hindi man manaig ang kabutihan in our earthly existence. It can happen. Diba? We know that there is still a point in being good. Because if there is an afterlife where justice will be served, where good will prevail over evil. Okay? Pero if earthly existence is all there is, then mapalad yung mga nag-take advantage because simply they have gotten away with their crime and they are been fulfilled in life. Okay? But if we are to establish the very foundation of what is right and wrong, ang sinasabi ng divine command theory is that we have to recognize that a supernatural foundation of morality exists. Yes, ma'am, talagang excited si ma'am na hindi niya na ma-resist, na hindi magtanong kayo. Yes, ma'am.
I have to ask you another question. What does it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his own soul? We could see it from the person who declared martial law and ruled for 20 years, but it did not extend his life. He still died.
Yes, so actually, that's what I would also like to ask. What does it profit a man if we have indulged with all the good things in this earthly existence, only to lose our soul, only to be doomed by the ultimate unfailing true and authentic justice that only a supernatural being can realize and enforce. So kaya although hindi natin pwedeng gamitin ang religion to simply determine what is right and wrong. Kasi nga, even the Bible itself is silent on the more modern ethical issues today. Genetic engineering, artificial reproduction. So, yan yung mga pagkukulang ng religion. Pero, ang importante, hindi natin pwedeng tingnan lang ang religion as the source of what is right and wrong, but as the foundation of morality. It may not be very particular with the specific moral issues we are facing, but the very relevance of religion is to give us the very motivation and foundation for our moral life. Okay? So kaya it is in this sense that I think my point ang divine command theory in considering whenever we are pursuing moral kind of life. Okay? So ano yung sumunod na deontological theory. So kung may tanong ka sa divine command theory, just reserve it later. I just want to finish yung the second theory, and that will conclude our workshop today. And that is called the natural law theory. Okay? So it is also deontological because the very basis of what is right again does not depend on the consequences of an act, but in this case, on its conformity to the natural law. Okay? And it is the natural law which serves as the very source of our moral duties. But somehow it shares some similarities with the divine command theory, since those who subscribe to this theory generally recognize the existence of God and point to God as the very source of this natural law. Kaya may similarity at may dalawang versions ang religious elements ng natural law theory. One is theistic, ito yung those who think that God is separate from the universe, like a monotheistic religion, Christianity, Islam, Judaism. So God is a distinct entity, apart from the natural world, okay, that we live in. And the pantheistic interpretation is that God is immanent, okay, in the universe. Okay? So ito yung mga Eastern religions, Oriental religions, conform to this interpretation of God as being one with the universe. But whether theistic or pantheistic, these notions recognize God as the very source of what is nature, of what nature dictates. Okay, and the thing is, however, in the more modern or recent understanding of natural law theory, adherence to this theory does not necessarily imply belief in God. Okay, so may mga natural law proponents who think that we can understand what the natural law is apart from the notion of God. Okay, because the natural law is what the universe itself commands us to follow. Okay, we'll elaborate on that. Pero this non-religious version actually, okay, so just what I said, natural law is thought to be something inherent in the universe and in humanity, and does not need a supernatural source. So it may not involve religious or supernatural belief, okay? Because nandito sa ating mundo, ang law of nature, okay? And they believe that reason is the essence of our nature, which can discover the laws necessary for human flourishing. So, and in this case, with the inclusion of reason in the equation, and the non-dependence of God, they can overcome yung mga criticisms raised doon sa divine command theory. So let us look into then what is this natural law theory saying. Alam naman natin na may tendency tayo to equate what is good with what is natural. Kaya ito kung gusto mong magbenta ng mga products, siguraduhin mo na i-label mo doon it is 100% natural. Wow, lalo na in this time na very conscious of mga tao sa organic food, di ba? Hindi iwasan yung mga artificial flavoring or ingredients. Wow, if this product is derived from nature without any use of pesticides or any artificial chemicals, then it must be good. Okay? Pero ito ba talaga yung sinasabi ng natural law theory? Okay? So, well, there is affinity to this. Pero if we look at the more philosophical understanding, we have to ask, what does natural exactly mean? Okay? Kasi yung iba, medyo ina-abuse yung term na natural. Does this theory imply that doing whatever comes natural is right? Ito ba yung ibig sabihin na? And how do we determine the standards of conduct that our human nature entails? So, if we will base the moral standards on human nature, then how can we determine which standards to adopt based on what our nature demands from us? Okay? So, if we look at the history of philosophy, nagpag si Professor Manyasca din ang mga early Greek philosophers like Evangelista, sila Aristippus. Actually, it is one of the group of philosophers which were their contemporary in ancient times were Stoic philosophers. And they were basically the ones who first conceived of the idea of natural law as the basis of morality. Thus, rationality is the key to pursuing moral life. To reason and act rationally is to actually be in conformity to the laws of the universe. So that, yung violence and vice are for them products of our irrationality. Yung hindi natin pagsunod sa universal laws of nature. Okay? So basically, the fundamental cosmic principle. Actually, this is also adopted by Buddhism in the Eastern philosophy. Na the idea to live a good life is to align our lives to the cosmic law, which actually governs the whole of the universe. And they believe that the order, the cosmic order of the universe is fundamentally rational. And in the Middle Ages, it was St. Thomas Aquinas who, tried to continue this tradition of Stoicism by synthesizing the Stoic sense of cosmic natural law with Aristotle's view that human beings have a specific nature, purpose, and function. Kaya even in the medieval times, the natural law theory was very strong. Okay? Kasi ang idea ni Aquinas was basically adapting what Aristotle said about the nature. Diba? Sabi ni Aristotle, bawat bagay may nature. Okay? Or function. And the goodness of this object depends on that nature. Katulad ng cellphone, di ba? Kailan mo sasabihin, this is a good cellphone. Kung maganda ba yung casing, maganda yung graphics, mataas ang memory, pero mahina ang signal, di ba? So kasi yung iba ganun ng tinitignan yung pero ang nature ng cellphone to communicate, Kaya kahit anong ganda niya, ang daming features, pero hindi ka naman makatawag, dahil mahina ang signal, then it's not a good cellphone, kasi it does not fulfill its nature, its function, okay? At sinundan niya ni Aristotle by saying, merong nature ang tao. Okay? And it is by fulfilling that nature or function that we are able to live a good life. Okay? Ano yun? Ano yung nature ng tao? Tatlo, di ba? Vegetative. Okay? Ito yung, so we have to pursue growth, nourishment. Okay? Kasi, and this is something that we share with plants, this very nature. But we are higher than plants because we also have a sentient nature. So we have to take care of our emotions, feelings, desires, because that's part of being sentient. Kaya we express our anger, hindi healthy na ikikip mo yung galit mo kasi that's part of your feeling as a sentient being, di ba? So that is something that we have to satisfy. Pero we are higher than animals according to Aristotle, and followed by Aquinas because we are rational. Okay? That is, we are capable of acquiring knowledge, pursuing the truth. Okay? At kung minsan nagkakaroon ng conflict itong mga nature na ito. Na sometimes, because of our sentient nature, gusto mong sakalin o suntukin mo yung kalaban mo, pero rational ka. Okay? You must not be only driven by your instinct. Okay? Or dahil may vegetative nature tayo, kailangan natin magpahinga. So kaya, inaakot na ako dito sa lecture ni Sir. Tutulog na lang ako. Pero alam mo, na hindi ka lang vegetative. Okay? Rational ka. Na kaya mo, na i-overcome, yung antok mo. Okay? So, kaya ang key, according to Aquinas, is to fulfill our highest nature. Okay? So, by doing that, humanity's function is to exhibit rationality in all its forms. Contemplation, deliberation, and action. Okay? So, and reason's deliberative processes can discover the natural laws. Okay? They are universal laws or ordinances of reason for the common good. Okay? So that's the very point of Aquinas. Kaya I would like to literally quote what he said in Summa Theologica. Nakakima niyo na ba yung volume ng Summa Theologica? Manipis lang naman na libro yun. Ganito lang naman kapag. That's the magnum opus of Aquinas. So, an excerpt of that is what he said here. Pero okay, so just trying to finish. Last na lang to, the topics for today. To the natural law belong those things to which a man is inclined naturally. Okay? And among these, it is proper to man to be inclined to act according to reason. Hence, this is the first precept of law. That good is to be done and promoted, and evil is to be avoided. All other precepts of the natural law are based upon this, so that all the things which the practical reason naturally apprehends as man's good belong to the precepts of the natural law under the form of things to be done or avoided. So here Aquinas lays down the fundamental precept of the natural law. Good is to be done and evil to be avoided. Although, sino bang mag-object sa precept na yan? Okay? Wala, pero this is too general as to be a guiding principle for particular moral situations. So, what exactly is the good or the evil that he is referring to in this text? So what he was referring to are actually basic values that our reason would consider as object of our human nature. That is, these are natural inclinations that we have as human beings, okay? To promote life, to preserve life, procreation, okay? That is a basic human inclination. The pursuit of knowledge and truth, to coexist with others, sociability, play, aesthetic experience. So, although these are not exhaustive lists that Aquinas gave, pero what he was pointing out here is that there are natural inclinations that as human beings we try to pursue and achieve. Okay? And it is our reason that can sort, which of our inclinations are part of our nature, and how we relate them to one another. But he emphasized here that these values cannot be directly violated. Okay? So, nakikita natin yung theological nature ng natural law ni Aquinas. Ibig sabihin niya na it cannot be directly violated. Kahit sabihin natin na by sacrificing the life of someone, more will benefit. Yung nabanggit natin sa utilitarianism, that is against the natural law. Okay? You cannot directly violate this. Okay? So, ganun din. Kaya nga, yung procreation, kaya nga, again, most religions following the natural law are against artificial contraceptives. Kasi that directly violates this natural inclination of humans to procreate. Okay? Kahit sabihin natin na, we need to curb population. So, according to the natural law, our very nature is to reproduce. So, we cannot use any means to thwart that natural inclination. Okay? So, very tautological because it is not about what consequences the act of using contraceptives or the act of sacrificing one's life will lead to. Okay? And it cannot be measured. Okay? Ibig sabihin ito, itong mga values na ito, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na yung life ng isang tao ay mas mahalaga sa life ng isang tao. Okay? Kaya you cannot justify, sacrificing a life for the sake of some kind of higher good. Kasi you cannot measure na one's life is less valuable compared to the lives of many. Okay? Kaya stick pa rin sila na what is important is to respect life. Okay? No matter what. No matter what consequences. Okay? So nakikita natin yung difference dun sa consequentialist. Okay? Pero ang tanong, okay, ay what will we do in certain circumstances in which any action we do violates some value and hence is immoral? Ano ibig sabihin ng tanong na yan? Well, self-defense may sometimes require that we violate another person's right to life. Okay? Na-imagine niyo ba yung mga ganyan case? Na there's an aggressor who is threatening your life. So, kung susundin natin yung natural law, well, sorry, sacrifice na yung buhay ko kasi I cannot attack this aggressor. Okay? Although may rules of engagement military, okay? Kaya sinasabing drug war, pag nakita ko yan, bariliwagan mali yun, okay? Kasi kahit sabihin natin na the person is a suspect or is a criminal, there are rules that we have to follow, okay? Not just kill, okay? Pero if, kahit sa rules of engagement, wala kang ibang choice, okay? Kasi you will die if you will not attack and maybe need to kill or shot the person. Anong gagawin mo kung sinasabi ng natural law na you cannot directly violate the right to life? Okay? Or saving the life of an individual may demand, the deceiving, diba? Or hiding the truth, So meron ding value of truth doon, So, paano pag nag-conflict, diba? Madali lang sundin yung values, kung we are all in a black and white, situation. Pero may mga gray areas dyan, na conforming or satisfying this value may also coincidentally violate another value. Okay? So what does the natural law theory have to say, in those situations, So may tinatawag na qualifying principles, ang natural law theory, to address those situations. And there are two main principles here, the principle of forfeiture and the principle of double effect. Okay? The principle of forfeiture says that a person who threatens the life of an innocent person, like yung case natin kanina, forfeits his or her own right to life. Okay? So, sa natural law theory, attacking the aggressor, and even in the process killing that aggressor may be justified because in threatening your life, he's actually forfeiting his own right to life. Okay? So kaya in that case, by using this principle, we can justify violating the right of that particular person. Okay? So, memorize yung cases na ma-apply natin itong principle of forfeiture. Whenever one's right is being threatened, okay, that means that person who is threatening is actually giving up, or forfeiting his right. So we are justified to take that away. The second principle is called the principle of double effect. Ito na yung sinasabi nito, it is always wrong to do a bad act intentionally, okay, in order to bring about good consequences. Okay? It is always wrong. We cannot directly commit a bad act in order to bring about good consequences. But that it is sometimes permissible to do a good act despite knowing that it will bring about bad consequences. Okay? To understand better this principle, there are 4 conditions that must be met for such act to be considered as morally permissible. Okay? What are these 4 conditions? Una, yung tinatawag na the nature of the act condition. Okay? The act, considered in itself and apart from its consequences, is good, at least morally permissible. Okay? So, pwedeng ma-violate mo yung right, nung isang tao, if the act, considered in itself, okay, is good, or at least morally permissible. Pero, for example, torturing an innocent person is never morally permissible, because it is by nature an evil act. Okay? So, kaya kailangan tingnan natin yung nature of the act itself. Okay? Is it by nature wrong or can be neutral? Okay? The second condition is the means and condition. Okay? The bad act must not be the means. Okay? Hindi siya dapat maging paraan by which one achieves the good effect. Okay? Kaya kung sa consequentialist pwedeng ma-adapt yung the end justifies the means, pero sa natural law theory, it cannot be justified. Even if the end is good, greater benefit for the greater number, if it is deliberately used as a means to achieve the good effect, it cannot be justified. Okay? third is the right intention condition, which says the intention must be the achieving of only the good effect, with the bad effect being only an unintended side effect. Okay? If a bad effect is a means of achieving the good effect, then the act is immoral. Okay? The bad effect kasi may be foreseen but must not be intended. Okay? So the moral significance of this particular condition is if an alternative method or way that does not produce the bad effect is available, but we did not use it, then we must assume that the bad effect was deliberately intended. Okay? And I will give an example, a concrete situation later to apply these conditions. And the fourth one is the proportionality condition. That the good effect must be at least equivalent, kapantay, in importance to the bad effect. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, hindi mas great yung bad effect from the good effect that will be produced. Okay? Let's consider one case. A case of a pregnant woman who was diagnosed with a cancerous uterus and has to undergo hysterectomy to save her life. But such procedure will lead to the termination of pregnancy. Okay? So if we apply the principle here, I try to write the application. Okay. First, undergoing hysterectomy to preserve her life is itself morally permissible. Okay. Wala namang masama doon sa pag-undergo ng hysterectomy. Okay. In fact, to preserve her life, that is her duty to do. Okay. To undergo hysterectomy. Okay. Second, the bad effect is not the means, of achieving the good effect. In this particular situation, hindi yung kakaroon ng abortion, yung means, pero yung operation nga, yung surgery of a hysterectomy. So, abortion is not a necessary step, therefore, in curing the person. Rather, it just happens that the only procedure that will save the life of the mother is to undergo hysterectomy, which eventually may lead to abortion. Okay? Third, if we assume, to your third condition, if we assume that such procedure is the only one, there is no other alternative, that will save the mother and that it cannot be put off until after the baby is born, then the bad effect is unavoidable. Okay? So hindi siya directly intended. Okay? And of course, we know, yung proportionality condition, na a reason exists for allowing abortion because it's both the life of the mother and the fetus or the child which are at stake. Okay? So, hindi naman kaya magkakaroon ng abortion para ma-maintain yung figure ng babae, okay? Or just to for economic reasons, may mga ganyan na reasons for abortion. Okay? Pero it's the life of the mother who is also at stake. Kaya, given these circumstances, applying the conditions here, we can justify that hysterectomy is permissible even if it may lead to the termination of the life of the unborn. Okay? So, let me give Nita's father has planted a bomb that will detonate in half an hour. Okay? Nita is the only person who knows where he hid it. And she has promised him that she will not reveal the location to anyone, being a devoted daughter. However, if the authorities do not find where the bomb is and dismantle it within the next half hour, it will blow up a building and kill thousands of people. Okay? So thinking of consequentialism. So suppose we can torture Nita in order to get this information from her. Given the situation, is it morally permissible to torture the daughter? Applying the 4 conditions, will it be morally permissible? So the 4 conditions of the natural law theory. So the thing here is that the principle of double effect will not permit it. Bakit? That's what I was saying. The end does not justify the means. Okay? What is the means in this case? It is torturing an innocent person, which violates the 3rd condition. The means and condition. We are using a bad act. Okay? Hindi siya yung hysterectomy. It is morally neutral. But torturing an innocent person is intrinsically a bad act that you are trying to use to bring about a good effect. Okay? You see the point there? Na hindi niya na-satisfy yung condition. Okay? Now let's go to the last situation. Okay? In this case, suppose the doctor received a call from a friend to check on his daughter who was not feeling well. Okay? On his way to his friend's house, he passed by a vehicular accident where 3 people were fatally injured. Their companions begged the doctor to bring the injured people to the hospital at once, otherwise they might die. Cars rarely pass through that area. Is it morally wrong to ignore them and go to his friend's house to check on his daughter? Is it morally wrong? Yes. Okay. Bakit? Considering the 4 conditions, ano yung sa 4 conditions, ano yung hindi niya na-satisfy? Doon sa 4 conditions na principle of double effect dito sa case nito. Yung 4th condition, yung proportionality, diba? Tatlong tao, yung fatally injured, diba? Tapos yung daughter na may sakit, hindi naman sinasabi na fatally sick, yung daughter, okay? Kaya kung ibabalance mo, yung possible effects, so you have to respond, to the kahit i-break mo yung promise na yun, okay? It is justified, but because hindi proportionate yung effect ng dalawang actions. Okay? So, yan yung mga paraan ng natural law theory to address certain possible conflicts. Pagtupad natin sa ating duties. Okay? Based on the natural law. Okay? Ito na yung last slide. Okay? Just to show you na may problema pa rin sa natural law theory. Okay? Una, the problem of distinguishing unforeseen from unintended consequences. Kasi ito yung ginagamit na justification of natural law theory sa principle of double effect. It's just unintended, but unforeseen. Pero how can we really distinguish this? Kasi maaaring foreseen, but is it really unintended? Okay? No? How can you say it is unintended? Okay? The second is the theory conflates, no, or confuses, no, that which is the case and that which ought to be the case. Usually, this is a very common problem encountered, no, in natural law theory. No? Kasi ang assumption, no, ng natural law theory, no, what is, no, ano yung natural inclination, okay, ay yun ang dapat. Okay? Pero ito yung pinag-auto ni Professor Banyaris kanina, no, yung problem, no, nung the factual, no, and the moral. Okay? Kasi what is the factual. No? May tendency, no, ang natural law theory to base, no, the moral, no, okay, yung prescriptive, no, yung what is right, what ought to be the case to what is, no, in the sense that what is the person inclined to do. Okay? Makaka-encounter siya ng problema. For example, no, ayun, no, so I think that this was brought up by Sir kanina, no, sa same-sex, no, relationship, no, okay? Paano kung sasabihin ng mga homosexuals, that is our natural inclination. That is what is for them. No? So, then, no, you have to say that, well, that ought to be the case. No? Then we cannot argue against, no, what they naturally desire. Okay? No? At, no, duduk naman pa yan, no, ng third criticism, no, na the evolutionary theory claims that actually there is no design. No? How can you really determine, no, na this is really human nature once and for all? Okay? This is from Darwin. No? Human beings develop into a complex rational creatures through the survival of the fittest. No? We are the product of accident in this struggle for existence. So kaya kung may ganyang mga claims, no, ang modern science, no, na there is that, no, process of evolution, no, nag-evolve pa rin ang tao, then we cannot, no, ultimately say, no, with finality that this is our human nature. Okay? We're all heterosexual beings. Okay? That will be met, no, by a lot of questions, no? Especially, you know, given these new findings, no? In psychology, in biology. So, dapat ba ma-address din yan, no, ng natural theory, no? If this, no, can be a strong, no, ethical framework. Okay, so that concludes, no, our discussion. No? So I am showing this, no, because this is what will come out, no, later on, no, in December. No? We will actually, so I covered this with Dr. Mabakyaw, and it's good, no, through the generosity of Professor Banyares, no, he reviewed, no, his textbook, no, and he himself gave an for this reference. No? So, well, namiss kayo ng mga discussions, no, in our workshop, no, but they will all appear, no, in this textbook, no, that we will produce. No? Unveil, no, is the publishing arm of National Booster, kaya kung may National Booster branches dito, no, they will be available there. Mas makumpleto yung mga notes nyo kasi baka may mga mag-easy seminary ng Jane. Pero ang daming notes. So, that will be good. No? Pero just in case, no, may mga gusto pa kayong well, no, more detailed discussion of all this, no, will be in this book. Okay? So, that can supplement your preparation for handling the course, or in the case of seminarians, so for understanding. And later on, you will be the seminary formators and you will be teaching the course. So I hope that will be helpful. Okay, so yes, seminarian Jerry. So can have the conclusion for this day 1.
Thank you again, Dr. Evangelista, and of course, Professor Mabakyaw. A warm round of applause.